But we're going to give a little teaser of that because next week we're going to do our complete award show. But for today's show, we'll just do one award. We're going to give the award for the Malapert Smark, Feud of the Year for WWE and AEW. So I have 25 candidates that I have put together. I guess I was in charge of that. I chose who will be on the short list. 25 is a lot. I'm not sure if we'll have that for all the other awards next week, but this is just like a taste to see how it goes. And here we go. So I'm going to my blog, all right, and I'm going to read through the candidates, and then I'll show who got the most points out of our votes. So here's how it works. So these are our voters. Us three. Vlad, the wrestling expert. Robert, the frozen Asian. And me, yours truly, Kahan. I'm the Malapert Smark. So here's what we do. So each voter chooses 5 feuds, and their top 5. And for first place, they get 5 points. Second place, 4 points. Third place, 3, and so on. And then we'll add all of our votes and see who wins Feud of the Year in wrestling. So, all right. So, candidates. Number 1, I got Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. So these are all thumbnails from my YouTube page. I didn't go take the time to really look for extra pictures, but, you know, some of them have specific dates and stuff, but just ignore that. And so, all right, first candidate, Rhea versus Liv Morgan. All right, obviously a very prominent feud. Some would say Liv Morgan has thrived and, you know, become a superstar this year, probably her best year in wrestling. Oh, yeah. And this is a part of it. So, yeah, you guys jump in with any comments you want to throw in. For my list of top 25 feuds, the short list for Malapert Smark Feud of the Year in wrestling. So, Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, number 1. Number 2, Swerve Strickland and Adam Hangman Page. So, Hangman Page burnt down Swerve's house, and that was a monumental moment in the year as we go through this. What a year of wrestling we've had. But Vlad, you can give your comments on this probably later on because this will come up on the short list. Believe it or not, this feud, this program came up on the short list. All right, another big one, a top candidate for Feud of the Year, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, this was amazing. We know that. Culminating
inside Hell in a Cell. So that was really amazing. A great feud, I would say. I loved every step of it. Every promo battle they had was so good. Okay. Number 4, OG Bloodline versus Solo's Bloodline. So this is Roman, you know, and his old Bloodline crew going up against Solo, who recruited a bunch of criminals, and Paul Heyman's involved, and they had War Games. So this, I don't know if it's culminated because it's kind of still going.
It's still going.
Yeah, Solo is set up to fight, but I guess we're just judging based on what we have so far. Number 5, this is an older one from earlier in the year. It's Bloodline, which was at the time Roman and The Rock versus Cody and his friends. So Cody got a bunch of guys to help him, including Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, and John Cena came in at the end too. But, you know, that was a crazy, crazy night at WrestleMania. The Undertaker, The Rock, and everything. What a night. All right, so number 6, a surprise entrant into our list of
surprise for all of us
feuds this year, Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman. Probably one of the most entertaining feuds. So we'll see where it ended up on our list. Robert.
Oh, yeah.
Jada Parker and Lola Vice.
Honorable mention.
I should have put this one on my top 5, but it didn't make my top 5. But I love this.
This is an honorable mention for me.
All right. And then here's another one. I don't know, maybe controversially on this list, but I decided to add it anyways. The Death Riders, Jon Moxley's new stable, against, you know, AEW defenders, quote unquote, anybody who defended AEW. So that's still going on.
There's no one defending AEW anymore.
This was Isaiah Cassidy, but Orange Cassidy is one of them. You know, the conglomeration.
Oh, I see what you mean.
This is an ongoing feud, man. This is an ongoing feud. All right.
And what a feud it was.
Edge and Christian which was really good because I was looking back at some of our videos, our reviews of Edge and Christian today. There was some really funny stuff, like Christian getting chased through the parking lot and getting chased out of the building, running all the way from the ring to the parking lot, stealing a car and running away like that was really good. So this was one of my top feuds, I think. MJF and Daniel Garcia. I threw this in. Hey, I was trying to find a legitimate MJF feud. It was kind of hard. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like Will Ospreay, his feud with Will Ospreay didn't make my list. I thought this was better than that, honestly. But if you can think of another MJF feud that was better than this, let me know. But okay, I'm gonna move on. Bryan Danielson and Swerve Strickland. So this was for Bryan Danielson's title or his career, right? This was career versus title at All in London, the main event. So it had some it had us on the edge of our seat. Some of us didn't know if Danielson would be retiring or not that day. So I think that was a good match. I liked it. It was a good feud. Let's see who else. Bryan Danielson making it on the list again versus Jon Moxley and the Death Riders this time. So Jon Moxley took Danielson's world title, retired him, and tried to suffocate him and try to murder him. So, all right. Number 13 on the list, Sting and Darby Allin versus the Young Bucks. Sting's farewell to wrestling. It was his last match. It was a great match. I mean, the feud is another story, but, it still makes our list as being Sting's final match. Cody Rhodes against Solo and the Bloodline. All right. That was another prominent feud this year. Let me move on from that. LA Knight versus AJ Styles I added to the list for the day that whose house did who went to whose house again? It was
LA Knight went to AJ's.
LA Knight went to AJ's house in Georgia. Police got involved.
Yeah.
Okay. That was pretty good. Finn Balor and Damian Priest, which seems to always have to do something with Gunther because Finn Balor has cost Damian against Gunther twice. Breakup of the Judgment Day, prominent feud. All right, I added it on the list. I don't know, top 25. Cody Rhodes versus AJ. So this was the one where AJ faked his retirement to get a match with Cody. So I like that too. I think the feud, it ended kind of sad for me with AJ quitting in that I Quit match. But okay, overall the feud and the matches were still good. Let's see what else we got. Gunther and Damian Priest. Gunther calling Priest street trash and all that. So I thought that was not bad. Not bad. All right. Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker. They had a feud for the Intercontinental title. Lots of good matches. Sami Zayn, another one on the list against Gunther. So that one, I think, came up twice in the year. Right. They fought at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental, and then they also fought for the world title later on. Their second feud, I don't know if I liked it, but I like their matches, so they still make the list here. They make the short list. Another one that's still going on: Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. So, and we will talk about this later on this podcast because there was something from this Friday night's SmackDown that had to do with this. So Kevin Owens pissed off that Cody teams with Roman Reigns and turns on him. And that's still going on into the new year. So still makes our list, though. All right, CM Punk and Seth Rollins. So that's another one that's still going. I don't know. Maybe the best is yet to come, but they've had some pretty good
Potentially. So far, so good. Yeah.
All right. Number 23, the Terror Twins, which is Damian Priest and Rhea against their old group, the Judgment Day. I guess I added that to the list. Another one for us, Robert, Zachary Wentz and Wesley. I like this one, man. I have a soft spot in my heart for this one, so I put them on the short list. And then the last one, number 25, Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins, which Bronson Reed started with Seth Rollins when he was trying to, make himself famous, and Braun Strowman entered the picture after that, and then he went back to Seth Rollins. So that was a pretty good feud, too. I really like that, too. But let's go to our final score, our final votes. So I already have the results are in for the Malapert Smark Feud of the Year. We're going to find out right now. So Kahan's top 5 feuds. That's me. Here we go. Number 1, I'm giving it to Punk and McIntyre. All right, 5 points. You surprised, Vlad? That you thought I'd give it to Swerve and Hangman? I kind of wanted to. I'm
Wow.
being serious about my votes here. All right, I'm not voting like
okay.
the Wrestling Observer people. Like
Oh, good.
I'm
good.
voting what I actually think was the best one. But number 2 on my list, pretty high up, Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman. So I gave
That's
them
kind of a
4
surprise.
points. Yeah, and then Rhea and Liv, 3 points. I made this list before I saw you guys' list, so I didn't have any influence from you guys. And then number 4, I had the WrestleMania one. Sorry, let me move this up because I think it's getting blocked by our logo. But the WrestleMania feud between Cody and Roman, which was Cody and his friends against Roman and the Bloodline, and ended in Cody finishing his story. So I put that at number 4. I don't know. Maybe I should put that above Liv and Rhea.
I would say so. It has to be above Liv. It probably should be number 2, most likely.
It was short. Roman and Cody was short. It was only 2 months, like from WrestleMania. Liv and Rhea have been going all year, and that's been
a little bit longer. But even it wasn't. But it was so good. It was so good. The lead up to the WrestleMania was probably one of the best things they've done.
All right. Well, I'll just leave my list.
Okay, so Liv and Rhea has been going on all year, but a lot of it was delayed by injuries to Rhea. So I don't know if it would have still lasted this long without the injuries, but okay. I mean, it's on my top 5 too, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
All right, and then my number 5 is Swerve and Hangman, so I had to put him in the top 5, just because that moment where they burnt his house down was monumentous, bro. I mean, you got to give it up for just a wild idea. That was just a wild idea, man, and it to me it was cool. So
that's one way of saying it. It's a wild idea. It's like it's a crackpot. It's a crackpot idea.
It's as wild an idea as you could think of, basically, but.
I'm trying to be nice to AW. Remember, that's what I've been saying. So yes, it was a wild idea, baby. That's what it was. It was fantastic. Let's move on, please.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to Vlad's top 5.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to put your picture here. Damn it! I was supposed to put your picture. This is
Nobody
what Vlad
needs to see this. Nobody needs to see the smug. Trust me, it's okay.
All right. So Vlad's top 5 feuds of 2024. So number 1, also Punk and McIntyre. So we're in agreement there. So 5 points for Punk and McIntyre. Number 2, so you gave the Roman versus Cody WrestleMania feud number 2, 4 points. Yeah. And then Liv and Rhea number 3, and then Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed number 4, and then my list. This didn't make my list. Was the OG Bloodline and Solo's Bloodline? Okay. So there's the points awarded to our top feud of the year, and then the last one is Robert. So Robert, here's your top 5 feuds of 2024. Again, Punk and McIntyre. Damn, unanimous consensus. Number 2, Bloodline versus Cody at WrestleMania, and Cody finishing his story. Number 3, War Games, OG Bloodline versus Solo's Bloodline. Number 4, Rhea and Liv. So all of us had pretty similar lists. Number 5, Swerve and Hangman. So me and
Robert agree.
We both got Swerve and Hangman.
And you both put it at 5. I could see that in a sense, believe it or not. No, I don't particularly. I didn't like it, but there were some elements that were crazy, wild.
One particular element for sure.
Well, yes, but don't forget. Didn't they have a match where they were putting needles in each other's mouth? Wasn't that the same feud?
That was fucking wild too, bro.
That's pretty wild too. This whole thing was wild. I mean,
all right, so let's give our final standing. So I'm gonna give number 1 at the end, but number 2 didn't win feud of the year, but number 2. So with 10 points from the 3 of us, it's Cody against Roman and the Bloodline for WrestleMania. Number 3 with 8 points, Liv versus Rhea, and Dominic being involved in that and everything. Number 4 with 6 points, Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed. That's still pretty nice for them. I mean, shit, who the hell fucking thought Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed would end up the number 4 feud of the year? And then number 5, the OG Bloodline versus Solo's Bloodline with 4 points, and then Hangman and Swerve. 2 points.
You still had to throw them in there, even though they didn't make top 5. You still had to put them that they were a part of this.
Well, they were the only. These are the only feuds that got votes to us. That's all I'm saying. Like, if there was anyone else who actually got even 1 point, I would have put it here. But yeah, The winner is Punk versus McIntyre with 15 points, and they get a trophy. So here's our trophy.
Oh, look at that! Nice.
Malapert Smark Feud of the Year is
send that to them.
CM Punk.
They'll be honored, man. They'll be honored.
Yeah, funny. Okay. All right. Well, that's that. That's our first Malapert Smark Award of the Year. We will give more out next week. So I'll work on that throughout the week. I'll give some candidates to Vlad and Robert, and I'll send them over, and we will discuss that next week. So, all right. I want to get to our topics for this week. Carmelo Hayes and Braun Strowman. I thought this was like the fucking funniest thing on SmackDown. So Carmelo Hayes, who got beat by Braun Strowman the week before, stepped up to Braun Strowman, who was on the Grayson Waller effect. So Braun Strowman came out as Santa Claus, and he was getting ready to beat Grayson Waller's ass when Carmelo Hayes came out. And dude, I don't know why, but when Carmelo Hayes came out and just started talking shit, Robert, I just had this smile on my face. He just really made me like kind of happy to see him. I'm really liking Carmelo Hayes. That's why he's in my honorable mentions. I want to give him a shout out. But the finish to this match, do you remember the finish to this match, Vlad?
Dude. How little I care about this. No.
Okay,
I think Carmelo won by or DQ or something.
Count out. So basically, Robert, Carmelo Hayes slapped the shit out of Braun Strowman. And Braun Strowman's like, what the fuck? And then he grabs him, and he's pissed off, and he throws Carmelo Hayes into the ring. So Carmelo Hayes is in the ring, and then the referee counts 10 right at that second. So that's how the count out happened. Literally right there. And Carmelo Hayes had this smile on his face like, oh shit, I won. And then, obviously, Braun Strowman is pissed the fuck off because he just got smacked in the face. So he's running after Carmelo Hayes, and he chases him to the back. And this doesn't end because they're going to go backstage, and Carmelo Hayes is just fucking running away. Right? And he bumps into Legado del Fantasma. So Santos and everyone from Legado del Fantasma, he bumps into them. He's like, get out of my way. I got to get out of here. And he just gets away, and Braun Strowman is still chasing him. So, Legado's like, he went that way. And he follows him, and he bumps into Pretty Deadly. And Pretty Deadly still, they want him to be in the musical or something. And as soon as he said, fuck your musical, that's when Carmelo Hayes hit him from behind with a steel chair and talked shit. And then he fucking said, what about that, huh? What about that? I don't know. This made me fucking laugh like crazy. But he's going to get murdered. He is going to get murdered by Braun Strowman. So our reviews on this, Vlad didn't think anything of this. Vlad gave this an indifferent. I gave this a 2 thumbs up. I don't know why, but this just made me laugh the whole time.